Hey everybody, welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. I do hope you're having a great day today. At least half of my citizens are. It's because this small shopping center doesn't have any shoppers. Because they're working here, but there's nobody, there's nothing to buy. Okay? So I need this distribution office to spring to life and provide the necessary ingredients for our success by unloading stuff into this. So be gone with you, trucks. Go do your jobs. And you know what? We got some money. So I'm thinking we're going to get some extra trucks here too. Now, I kind of feel like these big ones are a little unnecessary. I don't think we need quite as many big trucks like this for this distribution office. So I might get some smaller ones, right? I don't want to get these because they look too much like the fixer-uppers. I like this being like my fixer-upper look. But I like these here too. These little ones here, they seem fine. A30Ns. These could easily be distribution office trucks too. I'm going to get a few of these, get them sent over here so they can do the job too. As we expand and get more and more things going on in the city, this place is going to become very, very busy. So we're going to have that happen. And of course, all the connection points to this are the same. They're going to be pulling meat from here and food from here. Clothing is actually being got from over here. At least it should be. Double checking that. Yes, it's blue, which means that's a spot you pull out of. And we should see load. Yeah, the West Warehouse right here. They load it out of here. So they'll also get food out of here, but they've already done that. So we actually don't need food to be in that location anymore. I can just take that out so I don't have to worry about guessing. I think also the alcohol. I don't know why we're delivering alcohol here. Okay, I do know why, because we used to have a distribution center here and it was right there. But I want alcohol to be delivered here now. So we're going to allow alcohol, and we're going to say 120 tons. Let's do a custom percentage, okay? Let's do like 12%. That's fine. You know, let's get like 100 tons. Can I get like 100 tons in here? If I do this, close enough. All right, we'll say 100 tons of alcohol could be in here. And we'll tell this to get its alcohol from the cargo station as well. Okay, now, and of course, in order for that to actually happen, we will need our distribution office over here to start delivering the alcohol to a different source. So I want you... we could have just have you deliver things directly, but we're not going to. So over here, you're going to deliver to the cargo station alcohol, okay? And we'll just crank this up to 50. The issue I have with cranking this up is that it also counts for the meat. That's why we got so much meat. Because this cargo station is counting that percentage of storage. And so now we're going to keep it at 50%. I was keeping that distribution office saying 80%, which is why it kept getting tons and tons of meat all the time. So we're always going to have meat, which is nice, I guess, but it's expensive. Anyway, so we should hopefully start getting some stuff delivered over here very, very soon. I think that's the reason why my happiness is down the drain, because people who need food, need clothing, whatever, they're going here first to fulfill that need because it's right there. And I don't want them to do that. So, you know, this is a temporary building anyway. I don't plan on keeping this here. It's really just something to help satisfy the needs of people so they don't have to get on the bus, but also to help satisfy the needs until we get this running. And once this is up and operational, I can tear this down and put something else there. Okay, so one other thing I want to talk about. Heating plant. I'm having a hard time keeping this thing at 100%. I would really like to have, I mean, the snow is going to start in like 7 days, so we need to look at that. And so I have purchased another bus, and I don't know where it is. It's probably on its way somewhere. It actually looks like it might be this one. It's on its way to a road depot. Okay, so this is one of the buses I have. So what I want to do with this bus is I want to go over to the heating plant buses, whichever that is. One of you buses are the heating plant stop right here. Heating stop. So the heating stop is using the end station, which is cool because we're going to get instant fuel and all that stuff and eventually get repairs. But there's only 2 buses on this line. Especially if they start getting repairs, that's definitely not enough. I want to double this. So we are going to apply this route to our new bus, which is right here. And we're going to tell this bus to go on and stop going. No, you're going to just, you'll do it anyway. You're going to turn around right now. Yeah, there you go. I also would like to get this line applied to one more bus, which I have already purchased. So if you take a look at the budget, there's $28,000 of imports here. vehicles. And I've already purchased some vehicles. This was lower, but I just purchased a bunch of covered hulls for the distribution office. Yeah. Anyway, there is another vehicle, same thing as this, in here, brand new. And I'm going to have this one. I need to tell it to go to a depot first, so it pops out of the station. So we'll just click this. And then once it pops itself out of the station, we can go ahead and apply this route. And now we want to go ahead and tell it to not go to station. So now we end up having 4 buses on this route. Hopefully that helps me get a little more stability in heat, because at the moment you'll get like 15, 20 people in here and it's great. And then there'll be times where you only have 1. And it's just because there's so few buses that if they stop at the station at a specific time where there happens to be very few people there, then that's all you get for a long time, since the bus isn't going to come back there. So I need more buses running. Using the end station as sort of this waiting period is fine, but I need more buses running on this. Okay, this thing is seriously in trouble. This coal drop-off bus, I think we probably should... I'm going to pull this off the line really quick and send it over here to get repairs. Speaking of repairs, this is the clothing bus. You know, why don't you go and drop off the clothing? This budget, by the way, right? This green numbers that we're getting here right now, which is fantastic. I'm loving to see it. All of this stuff is without any clothing exports. Like, this is last month. We had 223,000 rubles of exports last month if you take away the hazardous waste export. And no clothing at all is part of this, right? That's pretty dang cool. All right. So once we get the clothing operational, which is, of course, all about workers, that is going to seriously, we're going to be churning out some serious money here. And my money problems are going to be completely gone, which makes me very happy. Okay. Very, very happy. What does not make me very, very happy is this thing has started going. I don't want you to go this way. Don't do this rail. I want you to do this rail, please. You know what? These guys are not auto-searching anymore. I don't think they are anyway. Yeah, they're not. So which rail is this? Okay, so you're working on this one, which is not really what I need anyway. So we're going to get that off your assignments too. I want you to focus exclusively on that one and that one until it's done, so that I can get my train from over here to get into this little station here. There is one more thing I need to do for this train, though, and that is a diesel refueling station. Gotta have it. Can't avoid it. So we're going to need to get a diesel station with access to fuel. So these fuel rats are going to come over here, too. And I'm going to place it, I think maybe like right over around here. Should be okay. We can place this about... let's go with it like right here. Right here. So this is obviously diesel refueling station. It is going to... We're just going to use the quick wood track because I already have wood and I don't want to spend more prefabs. So we're going to say wood track goes about like that. It's fine. And then about like this is fine. Should I probably... There's only one train working on this right now. But it's all about deconstruction. Normally I wouldn't care. But since I have to deconstruct it later, I kind of do care. Tell you what. Since we have to deconstruct you anyway, how about we're going to make this longer? Just in case there's multiple trains coming in this. We'll go about like that. And then we'll come out. And go like that. All right. So we need a diesel station out here. We're going to need power out here too. I want to talk about that in a second. But power needs to come out here too. So I'm thinking if I put this little stop right out here next to this track. I'd like to do it on this side, but it might end up being in the way of my scrapyard that I'll have here later. So I think maybe I'll put it, yeah, like right here would be cool. Split that power between you and whatever this is. I like it. So split the load like, maybe we don't want the pump jack, because if you're going to be doing the scrapyard, you're going to be drawing power. So maybe we'll omit that. So let's just put this right here for now, I guess. Is that going to be in the way of this track later? For the second track? If I had to do a second track? No, I think it'll be fine. But that idea that there's going to be a second track, that's an important one. Because this rail is connecting to this side. And it probably shouldn't. It shouldn't be connected to that side, you know? So if we're going to do this, we should do it to the other side of this thing. Should be on this side instead. And then this side over here. That way it's at least, you know, getting on the right side of the tracks. I feel like I want to go further with this. I'm starting off really indecisive, aren't I? I know. I'll get the comments for it later. It happens. I get like all these ideas of things I want to do, and then it just doesn't work out. I can't assign this with a hotkey. I really want them to allow me to have this on a hotkey over here, so I don't have to hunt it down. That's like my #1 request in this game. There's only 12 tons of boards in here, but if I want to hold more of these two resources, then I kind of need to spend those, right? Like I want to be able to hold a lot of stuff in here later on. So yeah, we'll spend them. I don't want to spend the prefabs if I can help it, so we'll spend them. And then let's get also that added. And I guess that's got to be added too. And then we need a road that allows for refueling. So we're going to say that this road, get out of the way. Need this road to come across, and about like this should be okay. Match up there. And we'll add you and you to the construction office, along with power to you. And where are we going to get that? Are there any spots on this? One measly spot. We have one spot over here too with the power transformer, and I also think we could probably get rid of these lines that are crossing this source. I don't think that's necessary anymore. We were doing it for load balancing reasons, but I don't know, man. I don't know if we need that load balancing to happen. Either way, though, if we do need load balancing on this whole grid thing, then I probably want this extension so I can connect it to another one of these. So I suppose if we were going to do another switch here for the sake of exports, additional exports later with the other coal factory, right? Other coal power plant, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I don't know. We'd probably want several different connections. I might redo how these are connected just to, again, load balancing. But tell you what, why don't we do something like this? We'll place you here next to this. And I'll connect you there for now. And then what I'll do is I'll take the 15 megawatt and I'll bring it around. I was really hoping to do this without a second pole, but that's not going to happen. It makes sense. I just didn't want it to happen. Yeah, I might be able to pull it off if I pulled it closer. But yeah, I don't know if I like that. What about on this side? There's a lot of wires here, so it's really hard to get these built in, but if I put you here, can I connect it here? Yeah, I can do that. So we could do this as a load balancing thing and bring this road all the way to here, I guess. If I build this one, then I can bring a wire out and get a power transformer out this way, which is going to set me up for, again, my scrapyard. It's going to need power out here anyway, so this is not a waste. It's setting up for the future. Plus, I need power here. None of this is powered, right? We have substations placed, but there's no power here. The way I was going to do this area, though, was off of this this voltage switch here. So this switch was going to help us with this town by giving us this connection point and bringing it over to substations or transformers and stuff over there. So that was already planned over there with that. I wasn't sure how far this way I was going to expand, so I figured the power source could just simply come from this one. But having it come from this side too just creates additional redundancy, and I'm all right with that. I also am most likely going to have a wind farm right here, and that wind farm will be supplementing power as well. Speaking of wind farm, we'll let them get on the things I've already planned. Let's go ahead and tell them to do that one for now. And I suppose the power cables should be submitted and entered in for this record as well. So here we go. Do that. Okay, we can hold off on this one. That's not, it's like a in the future thing, maybe. So I'll probably end up redoing a lot of this. Like I'll tear a few of these out, not disrupting power, but I'll tear a few of these out and sort of like redo the connections so that they're a little bit cleaner. It's only aesthetic. The function will be the same, so I'm not really worried about it right now. What else did I want to show you? Oh, pollution. Pollution is a thing. So there's not much to show in terms of getting one of these and placing them. So this was positioned right after the last recording because we finished the research and I said, okay, fine, we're going to do it. So this is a pollution monitoring station. We get this from the state infrastructure all the way over here. And this is going to allow us to monitor the pollution that's in a certain area. Think of it like a weather station, but for pollution. So I want to put this right over here next to the heating plants and stuff so I can kind of see where that borderline is. And I also want to put one over here so that we can see kind of where the pollution is coming from over here too. So I'm going to put one right here as well. And we'll get dirt paths in like this and dirt paths right here. And then we'll get those added to the schedule. There we go. And there we go. Now the purpose of these is so that we can see what kind of pollution is in the air. So if I hover this actual pollution, we'll get green dots, yellow dots, orange dots, red dots. And those colors signify how safe the air is, pretty much. So you want dark green. You want the darkest green you can get. Light green means there's a little bit of pollution there. And if we zoom in a little bit like near the food factory, we can see that there's yellow, there's a little bit of orange, we get some red in here, and like all these pump jacks and stuff are red. You get over here near the oil refinery, we would see something, but these pollution stations have a range. They have a maximum range, and you can see it's really dark green right next to this thing. But it's not really running very far, like very hard right now. Like this thing will produce a massive amount of pollution, but only if you have a lot of workers there. So the more workers we get there, the better. The other thing I wanted to look at while they're building the pollution, because it looks like we're very green, but I really want to make sure by looking at the heating station through the winter, because that's when it works the hardest. I wanted to also take a look at fuel. So these exports are fantastic. All this money we're making is fantastic. And you can see the imports and exports, right? Obviously, we have a lot more exports now, which is good. And clothes is a really small part of it. 14,000. Very nice. Last month, no clothes at all. So, again, once we get the clothes up, I think we're definitely in great shape for the budget. Am I still buying steel? I was. Still am? Still am. Okay. Still buying steel, and I want to shift a few things around here. So let me double check and make sure. We now at least have some food here. Food getting delivered anyway. No electronics, but at least people can shop here. That's going to be good. It's a little shop, but it's, again, supplemental, so they don't have to walk all the way over here. So this one should have a little bit of its space alleviated now, which is good, because, again, I want to make houses right over here, too. All right, winter. Winter is the tough part, right? Winter is the are you going to survive element of things. I think what I want to do is take all construction projects away from... I think I want to take all construction projects away from the workers, except for the pollution monitoring stations, the unfinished heating pipeline, and this fire station that has not been started yet. I've had this whole time. Oh, I was really scared about the fire. I placed this. Never did this. Never once. So we're going to go ahead and get that going too. Have to. Coal is not doing as great as I'd like. If this was done, I wouldn't be so worried about it. But remember, if this goes, we lose our coal supply here. We lose our power. And we have to start importing again, which reduces our budget, of course, reduces our income. I have pulled people out of the incinerator still and pulled people out of the separator still. We're still gathering more waste. That's completely fine. And I think that was everything I wanted to cover, to be honest. I think that was pretty much everything I wanted to say. Yeah, I got through it already. It's only, what, 20 minutes into the video? That's a pretty good video. Okay, well, 20 minutes is all you guys want, right? You guys don't like the hours and hours of videos anyway, right? What's your ideal length of a video? Let me know that in the comments. What's your ideal length? It looks like I might need more garbage trucks as well, because I'm looking at my technical service office, and I've only got one garbage truck sitting here, and that's the big container one. So all my small container ones are out and about doing things, and with the snow especially, they don't really get here as fast as I'd like. They don't get back here as fast as I'd like. Real quick, I want to go look at the overlay. If we take a look at waste, we should see if there's any problems anywhere. So we can see waste builder at 77% on that one. A lot of these buildings are, 50, 60%. That's not too bad. As long as it's not 100, you're not getting penalized. So it does look like you have 86% on one of these. And so I think I could use a couple more garbage trucks on this. I'm, of course, making my traffic system and my road network and everything is being designed for high amounts of vehicles. I'm trying to make my road system be compatible with a large quantity of vehicles, because eventually I would like to get personal cars going. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I'm a big fan of personal cars. I want people having their own vehicles and driving all over the place, man. I want them to get where they want to go. And I like them. I do wish they could drive longer than 2 kilometers. I think 2 kilometers is a really silly limitation, but when the whole map itself is like 20 kilometers wide, I suppose that's what they're... Is that what it is? I thought that's what I remember reading, that the whole map itself is 20 by 20. Maybe it's 25 by 25, but either way. I wish that you could maybe let them go 3,000, right? My rationale behind this is really quite simple. If I can take this and tell this to auto search up to 3,000 meters away, then cars should be able to drive 3,000 meters away. All of these guys can do it on their own. Why can't personal cars, right? That's my only logic to that. Extend that range by 1,000 meters, and I think you'll make a lot of people happy. And if nothing else, you'll make me happy. All right, pollution filters installation. This research, I want to finish. I want to finish it, but I want to finish it after the weather stations are up. So if I take a look at these, right, they're not done yet. There's a lot of work left to do on them. And did I add them? I did add them, right? Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, they're added to everything. Good. I want to get these done before this research completes, because what I would like to see is what the difference is. I want to be able to look at it and say, okay, this is what it's like, and then activate the filters, which results in a 15% less pollution from the chimneys of factories. And I want to see how that affects things, whether it was even meaningful at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably not going to remember to cancel this right at the last minute. So just to get around having to watch this, I'm going to cancel it now, and we're going to choose a different research. And I think what I'm going to go for, surprisingly enough, it is almost 1970, and I still have not done Faculty of Geology. Some of you might have noticed that we still have not gotten information on the map. I still cannot tell where anything is located 10 years into the game. And that's mostly because I already know where the stuff I want is. I've already done the mine and the pump jack and hovering over the landscape, and I've already figured out where coal is, iron is, oil, etc. It's possible that I've missed a few locations, and maybe I've built buildings on top of things that I missed. It's very possible, but one thing that's very possible is that I have built things on top of other resources that I cannot scout for. I can't scout for uranium, for example. I can't scout for bauxite, for example. And these are two really good industries to get into if you can get into them, because there's some really good money to be made in these industries, especially if you can produce your own aluminum at moderate cost. I don't want to bring things in from the border too much, right? So if I can produce aluminum, I'll be swimming in money. But these two things are locked behind research, and I can't place the buildings until I have that research, which I thought is the way it should have been. If you're going to lock research, you shouldn't have allowed me to place pump jacks yet. You shouldn't have allowed me to place the coal mine yet, unless you wanted me to research it first, which would make the game very difficult at the start. You just have to import everything from the border. That would basically force a border start, right? You have to bring in all your coal, etc. That's what I thought they were going to do for realistic mode, but they didn't. So if I take a look at my advanced industries, I cannot even select uranium mines, so I can't hover to find the uranium like I did the other resources. Likewise, if I go to metallurgy, I can't do the bauxite mine. So I can't search for where the bauxite's located, right? And so that's where Faculty of Geology comes in. And in the research tree, what I'm going to do, if I can find it, what I'm going to do is instead of going here to the geological map, which is going to give me the resources I already know where they are, I'm going to skip and go down to bauxite first because I want to know where this is. If I can find a good source that's near me, I might examine the possibility of going after this next. Same thing with uranium. I would very much like to know where uranium is because I don't want to expand into things, get up like a core infrastructure, only to find out that uranium is sitting like right here. That would be bad, by the way. If I see uranium sitting right here, I'm going to cry. I'm going to say, no, you assholes. Because uranium is not found everywhere. It's not abundant. You're going to find, like, once we get that research unlocked, if you haven't played this game before, you're going to find maybe 4 hotspots, really spread out usually on this map, where uranium is located. Maybe 5 hotspots. And that's kind of it. So you're very restricted on where you can get uranium to start your nuclear program, right? So I'm hoping that it's, maybe over in this area. It pretty much anywhere where I'm circling would be fine for uranium. Just not like in my town. If it happens to be over here and like really far away, we'll work out to it. But if it's like right on top of my city, that's gonna suck because I'm not gonna be able to use that. I'm gonna have to find another source. I'm already pretty integrated. Now it's possible I could do uranium mining and then just ship the ore off somewhere else for processing, but we don't want radiation where people are. We want to limit the radiation exposure as much as possible where people are. And in case you're wondering and playing the game and wondering how to read that, while you have the actual pollution here on the hover, which so far, even with heat going, seems to be green in this area. It's very interesting. Pollution does not seem to be bad here at all. This is dark green. It only starts getting a little light down here, so I'm noticing a little bit of yellow there, but that's no big deal. So overall, it seems like the pollution isn't going to be that big of a problem. So I could start building right here, which would be fine. I am gonna put a big. I want to put houses right here, and I wanted to put houses right here. So I'm gonna start construction on that. Prefabs, they're really comfortable housing, and I want to get a house. A little housing area right here. A row of houses. We're going to call this like university housing, even though it isn't technically university housing. I have no interest in placing university residencies. No interest in it at all. It's never something that's ever been required. And I don't have any desire to do it now. So I won't be doing it. Unless there's a really good, and you could provide me a really good reason why I need that, then okay. Feel free to leave that in the comments. But, I mean, I'm going to fight you. Because it's so not required. All right, so these 4 houses, we're going to add this as a cool housing block. We'll do these one at a time. And we'll start with just a little dirt path here. Just to get them on here. Maybe we'll do 2 at a time. 2 at a time would be fine. Let's start delivering resources to these buildings. We can actually have bricks do it now. We could get bricks to do it. Bricks, come on over and get... yeah, add these to your wonderful queue. Okay, bricks. For some reason I can't do this one. Oh, this road isn't done yet. God, this road has been pending forever. Because it's never been clicked. So I got to do that too. And it looks like we're getting pretty close to having this asphalt road done. So that'll be nice. I really wanted to just focus on roads this winter, instead of focusing on things that take workers, but focusing on roads is not that interesting of content. Like, it doesn't, you guys are not interested in me just laying out roads, right? I know that you're not, and that's why I'm kind of trying to avoid it. So I do things like making the asphalt roads and stuff. I mark these things, but I don't really comment about them. And I'll do something like that really quick, and then I'll come over and be like, oh, this road too, right? I can do this whole stretch right here. Look, I'm making roads now, we're getting roads done now, and I'll just move about my business and not even comment about it, because I mean, the roads are there, they're designed already, and I've already told you I want them to be asphalt, so I'll just click it and let them do it, right? Kind of where I've been on about. All right, I'm rambling now. I'm gonna let this run just a little bit longer. I'll be right back. A few more people in here, and good. So we're up to we're down to $467,000, and we got a whole bunch of people in here now. So I think this will be pretty good. There's 112 people that don't have education here, so they're going to walk over to the school. The kindergarten is working, and there's a lot of capacity for this. So that's great. Once all this stuff is done, there should be more than sufficient capacity here. And if there isn't, well, then these guys over here will be able to get there too, because they'll be able to take the train or the bus or whatever to get here. So that's going to be good. Okay. I think I might pay down a little bit of this loan. I think maybe. We can always borrow it again. That's the thing. It's like, you know, okay, you need the cash just to buy things or to spend on it. Okay, well, yeah, but you can always borrow it again, and that's probably good. This is a problem. This is a continuous pesky problem of just not having anybody in these buses. Oh, you're leaving. That's good. So you're on your way to the coal plant. So it's just a very temporary, everyone. Stand by. Power being out is just a temporary nuisance. All right? Everything's going to be fine. See, now I'm really good with heat, but not so good with that. That sucks. We're only using 2 workers in the brick factory. All right? Nobody's working here. In fact, I don't think anybody's going to the brick factory because I've got this on 100% heat. So I probably could set this back to like 25. So that when I am ready to work it, we can. But newsflash, won't be ready to work it for quite some time. We're really struggling with coal here. That's not good. Not good at all. What's going on with... What is going on here? Oh, man, like no matter how many people, no matter how many buses I put over here, they just don't work it. There's no workers here. There's no workers here. I think I need to restrict my university even more. Although I don't know if the smart people will even go. But there's a lot of people who are not... These are all basic education staff right here, right? So I think if I... Let's bring this down to like 25 staff. That gives me almost no professors. But it might help. I think it might help. We got the small headquarters done. And we can do fire helicopters now. So let's go on, get on that. We'll decrease the party officials. And I'm actually going to decrease this down to 15. I'm gonna slow research a little bit here. I think that's a good idea. Maybe that will free up some people to come to the damn bus. Get on a bus. Get to work in the coal mines. You bunch of slackers. So we're gonna lose a lot of. I don't want to say we're gonna lose a lot of money, but we're gonna lose money here. I need to reduce how much I'm exporting. That's the next thing to do here. So I'm gonna bring this side down to... Actually, tell you what, we can drop this in half by just keeping that 100 and then just switching this to 0. All right, so we'll switch this to 0, and now we should see that we are using less coal. That's the hope anyway, that we use less coal. And then if we need to drip it down any more, which it looks like we are going to need to, this is going down pretty fast. 57, 56. It's because there's no ore coming in. And there's no freaking buses. You have no workers. You're coming... Like, I do wish, and I know why they do it this way, but man, I do wish you could tell a bus to wait until loaded. Because there's no reason for them to make this long trip with nobody on it. Turn around. This one's got... Well, this one had 31, and now it's gone. Oh, they're timing out. They're timing out, you guys. Okay. Let's see. The solution to that is to get faster roads or faster buses, or to keep plowing the roads, which I only have 2 plows. I think maybe I should buy more. So let's get snow plows. Now, I did buy the expensive ones because I like them to plow at 43 kilometers per hour. All right, they're going to plow faster. And that's kind of what I'm looking for, their plowing speed. That said, though, I need more plows now, not necessarily faster ones. So I can go a little bit cheaper now. And I think I'll grab... let's try... You know, there's not really that much difference to me between 21 and 28. But there's a huge difference between 4,000 and 9,000 when I'm buying many vehicles. So I think I'm going to grab a few more snow plows to see if we can't get some more over there. This guy's out of fuel, so that's good. Vehicle needs fuel. No fuel stations in range. You should have had fuel. Oh, right. So this truck is going to the aggregate loader. not here, because this provides fuel. We have fuel connected here. So, like, the trucks that are docking here will do it, but this one doesn't have it. All right, fine. It's interesting to me, though, that you are saying, oh, it's because of this. Oh, now I know the reason. I was like, it's interesting to me that you're running out now. You didn't run out before, but you're running out now. That's why. Let's go. Like, none of this stuff is in range because I don't have an alternate route. I need to provide an alternate route for them to be able to get out. So temporary road from here to here. Okay. Now you can go and do what you need to do. There you go. Go get fuel. What a goof. Speaking of goof, I think, anyway, not really speaking of goof, these are repaired. That's good. I brought my cement trucks, some of my concrete trucks over here, right? And so now they are repaired. So let's bring them over here. And we're going to drop it right here. And then we're going to come over to this other one. Where's my other one? My other one. Ooh, I'm getting lost. Here, just do this. And then we'll go to this one, which is already the one I clicked. So it's this one then. Yep. This one is going to go back to the station there. Okie dokie. So now, missing resource. Coal. Yep. Just ran out here, which means we're on borrowed time with the supply that's already in the power station. And so I think now, just to preserve ourselves a little bit, we will reduce exports even more and bring it down to just 30%. And that should get us to use this supply a lot slower while still exporting a little bit. And I think if we could get if we get down to halfway here, I'm going to go ahead and switch this to import, which is going to cause us to produce our own power only unless we need it. And then that way, if we don't get coal up and running by the end of the winter, we'll just buy it from the border. I mean, we have the money to buy it from the border. So anyway, so I think I'm going to pay off a little bit of those loans since I have the money to do so. So 373,000. I think what I want to do here is we're going to roll some of these loans, but we're going to only roll them, but not all the way. So for example, I might go 1.2 million here. Okay. And by borrowing 1.2, but then eliminate the 1358. So 1358215. So that gets me lower payments, lower debt. I like it. This is 1.2 million. So we'll bring this down to, let's say, here should be good, 5.0. So we'll borrow this, and then we'll pay off this one, 1209, 342. So roll a couple of loans, and then you'll end up with these. And I actually could just condense them all into one single loan now if I wanted to, which might help me. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that would really cut the debt, but I'm at 84 now. I'm fine. I need steel still, so yeah. Are we still buying it? I mean, we should be. We're at 7602. We should be still buying steel. This whole time we've been buying steel. That's the hope anyway, is that our exports will buy steel for us. I think I am going to go ahead and postpone the purchase of steel now, though. And if I can postpone the purchase of steel, then we'll really be in good in money. Speaking of good in money, down to 170 on this. Let's bring the cement trucks out of here because I want to start I want to maybe not sell as much fuel. So cement trucks, we're going to bring you, kind of didn't want to bring you here, but I don't have a proper road depot. I really actually want a road depot, like a proper one that's in range of a repair station. And I think I'm going to put it right here. So instead of building that one, we can tear this one down. We've already got a little bit of asphalt on this, but I'm just going to go ahead and cancel that. It's fine. We'll get rid of that road, get rid of that road. We'll put something else here, but I'm not going to put a road depot here. That's fine. And then I'm going to put a road depot here instead. So let's go over to road depot. Is there multiple designs or is it just one? There's tram depots. You might do a tram later too. Ooh, fancy. But anywhere in here would be great for vehicles and stuff. I'm reserving this area so that we can, have proper repairs and stuff done. So I think, yeah, we'll go over and go road depot here. And so I think I'll put this right up against the backside here. It might look like it fits really well. If I do this, maybe like right here. And if I put it there, can I get a road? Yeah. So ideally I could, connect this up. But since I did the two-way road thing, that's not really going to happen. I am curious if it's possible to, Yeah, I was curious if they would allow me to convert. I wish that was a feature. If we could convert a road into one of these. I don't see any real practical reason why we can't do that. It's the exact same resource. It's the exact same material. It's just simply drawing arrows on it, right? Which in turn makes it this. Like, I want to basically turn this into this, but I'd have to tear this whole thing down and re-asphalt it, which doesn't make any sense to me. Practically, there's no reason to do that. If I was going to do this, I could do this. I can't even do that, actually. It won't even let me do that to convert it. So, yeah, unfortunately, I can't really do that very well. So the only way I'd be able to get away with this right now for the easiest approach, I suppose, would be to go like this, which would be okay, and then to come down and do the other side like this, and or not. Connect? Really? Yeah. That. Now, does it let me do that though? Because that's weird, right? It's all very weird. But I just wanted to try out the one-way roads, and you can see the weird things are happening with that anyway. So I'm not going to do that. No, we're going to leave it the way it was, and it looks like I've already screwed it up. Oh, come on, game. Don't be that way. Yeah, no, the game's going to be that way. So I kind of regret doing this, but I'm not going to interrupt it. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put another asphalt road right here. I'm just going to have its own road, unfortunately. At least it's already asphalt, so I don't have to worry about, like, redoing it. You know, multiple connection points when you're making a road, that kind of thing. Curious to me why we haven't finished this yet. This is pretty straightforward. Do I require workers for this? I can't imagine. But, I mean, maybe. It's a really small segment, so it's possible. It's just work days. Well, I'll add it to the worker queue and see if that's required. We'll come over here to where these worker buses are. Yeah, so they're getting the pollution monitoring stations done. Real quick, is this one done? This is the one that's getting done right now. Is the other one completed then? Yes, this one's done. So let's see the pollution here. So it's very red, but it's really moderate. Like, there's not a whole lot going on pollution-wise here, surprisingly. I wonder if they changed the balance of it, because I would have thought this area would be quite polluted. Not necessarily the food factory. I suppose what we really need is for all these things to be running at full blast, right? To really know for sure, you got to run it at full blast. And if I'm looking at the measurement tool, is there any way... actually, where's the walking path in for this? It's right there. I'd say perfect, but it's right on top of that rail. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. I won't be able to get them there. I can do this, though, right? Too close to the rail. Too close to the rail. How about... Have to be here, then, wouldn't it? Darn. I wonder if there's a way I can... Can these things coexist? Please, can you coexist? Hold on. We're out of coal. Switching to import. Importing power. Okay, everything can stay on, but we're going to be importing now, unfortunately. Because for some reason, I just cannot get to the coal mine. It's with snowy roads. You used to be able to do it. They just can't get there now. They time out. So, okay. We'll just import power for the rest of the year, and then I'm going to have to focus on the routes that... I mean, we have more businesses, right? We have more people being pulled away from what they used to be working coal, and now they're working the oil refinery instead, right? That kind of thing. Important note, I am importing coal ore. I don't know if I showed this. I am importing coal ore. So right now we're importing it because it's coming from the mine. But there are 3 trucks that have a route. And they should be going up and down this mountain like this when they come. Right here. Yes. So unfortunately, they're very bunched together. But we are importing coal ore again. So if I take a look at last month's budget, imports, coal ore amounted for just a mere 478 rubles worth of cost to bring in 60 tons of it. We're not doing it very fast, but there's at least something going on there to supplement it. And then, again, bringing in more here too. So hopefully that makes sense. A little bit of close last month. Yeah, I don't know. But money's still going up. That's the important thing, right? And we should be able to pay off our debts soon. You need repaired badly. So I'm going to put you over here. Let's get you fixed up too. I'm sorry there's not as much action, I guess, in this video. It's just, it's winter time, and I need to make sure that my citizens are cared for and things like that, right? So, but I also just like to sit around sometimes and just watch everything. Granted, this is, sped up speed and everything, so if I went like this, normal speed, it looks like this, but it's still like, I don't know, it's kind of cool to watch people move around. I think it's cool anyway. We got the extra monument done, so we got some extra influence in this area, and this one over here is done too. So all the monuments are taken care of. Geology is almost done, and helicopters are still going. I think I'm going to actually bump this up. I want helicopters faster, so really barely any party officials teaching people right now. Not a whole lot of people getting their training on. Half of our population, or pretty close to half of our population, is higher education, which is good. And then a quarter of our population are children that are going to grow up hopefully big and strong and have big children of their own that can work in the coal mine. Hopefully work in the coal mine. And I want to get my bistro done, but I'm not sure I can afford the alcohol at the moment. Maybe that's the next thing we could look at getting, is the distillery up and running, so we have to buy alcohol. What are we spending on alcohol every month? So that's technically our biggest expense this month, is alcohol. Last month, if we weren't buying steel, that would also be the biggest expense. So maybe it's time to start looking into producing our own alcohol, which is going to consume crops, of course. I'm also kind of regretting this connection. And I'm regretting this connection for a couple of reasons. But the main reason is because while I can access crops here, and I intend to continue accessing crops here, I can't access these crops. So if crops get delivered here, which is where it's going to be from the train, I mean, as long as this is full, then it should theoretically be fine. But I can't necessarily tell the food factory. Well, I guess I could. Yes, I can. I couldn't before, but I can now because of the changes. You can do this. Now the food factory won't pull crops from here. They'll only send the food here. Hey, that fixes the problem. I'm no longer worried about it. So when the crop train comes in later and drops crops off here, the only building accessing those crops will be this thing. Cool. That changes everything, doesn't it? I think so. I think that's a really cool thing. Because before it was like, I can't tell the food factory not to suck all the crops down. So I think the distillery could be our next project here. I'm going to go ahead and... no connection. What? What? How did you get this done? Oh, you have connection to the warehouse. That's why. Gotcha. Okay. So you didn't do the road yet. Fair. They did this road. That's done now. All asphalt and everything. So might as well get that road queued up. There we go. And then once that's queued up, I do want to get, as you know, this connected to the roundabout. So we're going to have that road built as well. So road continues to get developed. Roads, keep doing your thing, roads. One other thing I wanted to bring up in the part of the design here for waste is you can see the waste is starting to build up here. So it makes sense to maybe turn the incinerator on, but this is going to keep building up. The mixed waste, the ash, right? It's going to keep building up. So to get it to dissipate faster, or to at least allow more dissipation, we can pull it out of this, and I'm going to put it in these temporary ones. So aside from this one, all of these wastes are empty, and I can actually eliminate these because we don't need them. We can pull all this out, and we can get rid of... Ooh, don't click near the power poles. But we can get all of this taken out. Also, we got coal for a temporary amount of time here, so... at least I hope it's not temporary, but if I'm assuming it is. We have coal now coming in pretty good, so I went ahead and turned exports back on. But that's going to start dwindling down again. So I'm just kind of managing it over here with our exports and everything. And if I shift it to import now, we should be able to produce our own, 5%, 4%, whatever. And we'll import the remainder at this point. So what I could do here is I can connect this to a container storage. As far as I understand, this is how it works. I can connect this to a container storage. So if I go in and say container transfer for, big garbage containers, whatever, right? I can do the big ones because they're, I guess, more efficient or faster or whatever. But I can put this maybe like right here. Might be even more efficient to do it like over here. But no, it looks like because of the power pole being in the way, I'm going to have to do it like this. So I could put this like right here. As far as I understand, this is how this works. The transfer of big containers will allow this to be sent into containers to be loaded faster. And so we can put the factory connection on that direction. And then we'll have them build this. All right, so we'll have them build that. This first, sorry, and then we need the roads connected. But when we do the roads this time, we're going to do it kind of like this. I'm going to connect you kind of like this. And on this side of the road, what I'll do is I'll add the temporary dumps. So we're going to have, let's see, one dump right here. Say 1 and 2. At least I thought we could do 2. Why can't I do 2? What is the infrastructure that's in the way? Well, those power lines are going diagonal. Oh, okay. New plan. We will have the temporary dumps going diagonal. We will say we go about here with it. Here. Here. Okay, so something like that, right? And then what we can do is put like a temporary distribution office here with some garbage trucks, which I happen to have a couple of spares, I believe, right here. And I could actually send these over there, but I've been using them for other purposes, and actually they have no purpose at this point, so I could still do that. Why don't I have this garbage truck come over to this office, and then we'll say that this office is going to have... I have to do all these connections for this office now. So we'll say biological waste. Nope, we don't need to do that. Just take this and copy it there. God, I love that feature so much. And then I'm just going to quickly change the dump source, though, to this one, just so you're using different dumps. All right, so that truck can go over there and do that. But this technical service office, we can change this to a distribution office. And what we can do is we can have the garbage, the ash, loaded from these containers, right? And then brought into these 4 dumps here to have their supply fade away, okay? Because the ash will fade away over time. So we'll just kind of bring them into these little temporary ones. And that way this one stays available for the incinerator to keep pushing to. I don't know how to get rid of the ash that's internal like this, but I also don't think it's that big of a deal. So if the same trucks, for example, could be doing that too. So like if I went like this with you, and I need to go to a distribution office, don't I? Distribution, 4 out of 5. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So I can do something like this. Maybe we set this over here or something. I kind of want it to be closer. No, not going to let me. Man, I really wanted you to be right there. Okay, we'll put it here for now. So we can say that this goes here. Okay, and now this distribution office, you're going to pull your supply out of here. For now, we can just do it from here. And then you will unload in these 4 sources. Okay, so we'll just do that. And it's a real simple thing. You just pick up the ash and you dump it in these 4 places until these 4 places are full. Okay, feel free to keep them as full as they can be for the foreseeable future, forever, basically. So the large container truck will come in here and do this. Now they can load it faster. This is a very slow load, but they can load it faster from this. So we can just kind of have that be a thing. At the moment, it doesn't really matter how fast that they're going to load it because this thing isn't really producing much. But the hope is once these are getting close to full again, we'll crank this thing back up to 11, suck all that stuff in, push it to the incinerator, and get paid for the power that's produced by burning that, right? That's the hope for the future. Okay, so what did we do in this video? I placed a road depot. I talked about trash and set up a better ash system. We made a whole lot of cash, so that's good too. We paid off a little bit of our debt, which I'm going to do again by borrowing 2 million right now. Let's borrow 2 million. Pause. And then we'll pay off these. We'll say 1058276. And we'll pay off this one. I can't pay this one off entirely, come to find out. But what I could do is borrow like 200 grand and then pay this off completely. So 1175906. Pay that one off completely. And now we're down to 2.2. Down from what? 2.8? 2.7? It's happening. I told you it was going to happen. We just got to keep cranking. And, you know, happiness has improved a little bit today. Health is, you know, going down a little bit, I guess. The incinerator, I know, is stopping production, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We added some covered haul trucks to main distribution. So that happened. And we're still intermittently selling fuel, which we can do with these 2 hits right there. So overall, I think it's been a pretty good day. And I think it's been, you know, a good winter. And this is done. Hey, this is done. You know what that means? Guys, do you know what this means? I'll tell you what it means right now. We're going to say that this DRE class, you are going to go all the way over here. There it is. Toot, toot. Yay. But wait, there's more. I want you to turn around and grab the train cars as well and take them with you. Yes. Wait, why not? Why not? Do you have to go to the depot before you can do this? No, come on. That can't be the thing. I can't select this as your destination. But I want you to pick up the cars. There's box cars there. Oh, it's okay. We got to see our first train. It's at night. Oh. Puts a stop to that. And, of course, this train still cannot operate effectively until it has a place to refuel, which is why we are still going to have to... Oh, my God. Is that done already? You guys are killing it. Oh, you're really killing it. This isn't done. The rail's not done, but this is done. That's fantastic news. We can go in and get a fuel rats high, and I want you to load that now. Very, very good. Okay, so this makes it to the station. Now can I do this? I don't know if you have enough fuel to do this, but I'd like it. Now I can do it. Weird. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this right here. Yeah, there you go. That's what I wanted you to do. Load and then do nothing. Go. Will you be able to reach? Will you be able to reach where you need to reach? That is the question. Can I put fuel in here? No. Okay. Just curious. So as long as you can reach the depot again, which based on how fast your fuel is going down, I'm gonna say you're gonna be fine that way. You're gonna load up all the box cars and get them back over there. And you know what? I think I got enough money now where if there are any extra wagons here, cargo, nothing. Track builders, just checking, 20%. That's pretty cheap. That's a pretty good discount. I think we can find a better one, but that's a pretty good discount. We'll keep looking. Keep an eye on that. Cargo wagons. I want open wagons too. Just so I can, you know, so I can make sure that I can bring things like steel from the border. And it's so much more efficient to just do that rather than this office. I want to get rid of this office. I don't like this office. I want to get rid of it. And this is where the flat trucks, right? So if I get one wagon, one open wagon, maybe 2. Will I ever want to buy 100 tons of steel at once? Yeah, maybe. But more or less, I will want to sell boards and sell wood even. Could sell prefab panels once I start making them. Could sell the bricks. Yeah. We're going to get 3 of these in here too. So this train is just going to go back and forth from the depot and the border. And it's going to be pulling these train cars and bringing them to the depot so we can use them. I'm not sure what order it's going to do that in. But we really can't use it effectively. It might do all of them. Yeah, because it's a big station, right? It did all of them, I think. Did it leave any behind? 1 boxcar was left behind. I think it looks a little weird. Just saying. I would have preferred the boxcars be... Well, I can change that later, can't I? Yeah, I can choose the order that they're in later. And you're using fuel... I mean, it's a respectable speed, but you're using fuel, right? As soon as we get this part of the track done, though, you should be able to rock and roll because you could just go out and then go back where you need to go. So you'll do your route, and then you'll refuel, and then you'll... Yeah, this should be all right. We have a train. All right, we're ending this video with a lot less debt than we had before at 2.1 million. We've reduced our payments down to 36,000 now. And we're ending with a train. Oh, yes, we are. You know it. And I want to go get that last boxcar if you can. You got the fuel to do that, right? Yeah. You can go get that last boxcar. And then we'll set up the train with the right amount of cars and stuff, and we'll set it up. And then that's it. So thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you. I hope you guys will have a wonderful day. I want to see one more time. Cole, how are we doing now that we have no snow? You are full. You have coal. We have no ore, but you have coal. So we can start at least maybe exporting a small amount of power now. So I'll just kind of do this right there, okay? Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I hope we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.